Okay, now we are going to start the sewing. So if you want to put zipper on this panel, you can, this is optional. You can come down by 3 inches here and put in zipper. So if you don't want it to be straight, you can slant it. But my own, I want it to be straight like this. So as I've marked the 3 inches, I have to cut it. Okay, this is what I have now after cutting it. So I'm going to cut lining for this, and also I will cut zipper for it. Okay, I've cut the lining and the zipper. I'm going to start sewing. This is my leather. Remember, this is the down part, and this is where I'll put my zipper. This is the right side of my leather. I will just put the right side of my zipper facing my leather. Then I will put my lining on top of it. I'll put my lining on top of it and sew. That's what I will do on the upper part also. When I sew, I will turn it to the right side and top stitch it on the right side. Okay, this is what I have now after fixing it. This is what I have. This is what I have. So now I'm going to measure it round because we are going to join this to it. Now it's time to join this to it. So I'm going to measure it round now. So I put my tape this way and measure it round. So I have 24 3/4 here. So 24 3/4. My zipper will not get to this end. I want my zipper to stop at 2 inches, as in from up I'll measure 2 inches. My zipper will stop somewhere here. That's 2 inches here, 2 inches here. That's 4 inches. So 24 3/4 minus 4 inches, it will remain 20 3/4. So that 20 3/4 is what I'm going to cut for my zip. But because I will need 1/2 inch here to join it to the gusset I will fix here, because I'm returning these 2 inches back, I will also need 1/2 inch here to join it back. That's 1 inch, 1/2 inch plus 1/2 inch, 1 inch. So 20 3/4 plus the 1 inch, that is 21 3/4. That is what I'm going to cut for my zip. Then on the gusset that I'm returning, you know, I have 2 inches here, but I need also 1/2 inch to sew it back to the zipper. That means I'm going to need 2.5 inch here for the gusset. I will also need here 2.5 inches here for the gusset. So that's what I'm going to do now. And that 2.5 inches is going to be by the size of my zip cloth. So this my zip cloth is 1.25 inch. So I'm going to cut 1.25 inch by 2.5 inches for the 2 sides gussets. So this is my zipper. I fix my zip head. Don't forget to fix your zip head before anything. So I'm going to bring my gusset now. This is my gusset. I'll put it this way. This is the right side, facing the right side of the zip. I'll put my lining this way. I will stitch it. I will turn it to the right side and top stitch it. I'll top stitch and stitch round. That's what I will also do on this side. Also, I will put the gusset here, put the lining here, and do the same thing I'm going to do there. Okay, I've sewn it on the 2 sides, and I've also, the next thing you do is that you bring the 2 together this way. Make sure that they are equal here. Then you get your center and notch it. I've notched my own center. Now I'm going to, this is the right side of my zipper. To face this leather, the right side of this leather. So I bring this notch point to meet the notch point on this leather this way. Then I will sew it round. I will also sew this side round, as in I will sew from here to down here. I will also sew from this side to down here. Okay, you can see I'm done sewing my zipper to it. Now I'm going to sew my lining to it to create this pocket. For us to have this pocket, and I'm going to sew my lining. I'll put it this way. This is my lining. I will sew it round. After sewing it round, I will tape it. I will take this compartment. You know, we have the big, this is the big one and this is the smaller, the next one. So I'm going to put it at this my notch point at this zipper. This one also, you have to notch it. Remember I told you to notch both. This is my notch point on this one. So I'm going to put it right side facing each other, the two notch points together this way, and sew it round. That's what I'm going to do now. So after sewing it, this is what I have now. After sewing it, so what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to tape here round. Now when I'm done taping it round, I will, you know, I've not closed this my pocket here, so I will close this place and trim off the excess. You can see there are excess here and here. I will trim off the excess. Please, I want to explain. As if you look at this leather, all my leathers I've stitched my lining on them. All the front panels that I cut, I stitch lining on this, I stitch lining on this, I stitch lining on this also. It's only this that I sew with the zipper. I forgot to explain it earlier. So I'm done closing here. You can see I'm done closing it. I'm done closing my pocket. So this is the pocket now. It's not leaking again. Hey, okay, now look at, there's something I want to see, the way I push my taping to create way for this zipper. You see the way I pushed it? It's also the way I pushed here. So this is my notch point for this center. So it's time for us to stitch this down part. So you notch the center also. So you put it right side facing each other. You match the two notch points together. Then as you sew, you adjust. Make sure that it's equal. You adjust to sew till you get to the end. You also do same here. I have stitched the leather. It's a very strong leather. That's why it's doing like this. I have stitched it. So now you can see we have excess on the two sides. So what you will do is they fold it together, making sure that this place is equal here. Then you trim off the excess. You trim off the excess. Take note of the center. See the notch points here. Very important. So after trimming it, this is what I have. So I'm going to tape here. Now after taping here, I will now top stitch this place. So I've taped it. You can see I've taped it, and I've also top stitched on it. That's why it's relaxed now. Before it was going up this way. So I'm going to sew my lining to it. I'm going to cut lining for it to create pocket for this zipper. To create pocket, we have created pocket for this one. To create pocket for this zipper, I'm going to put it on my lining and sew it round. That's what I'm going to do now. So I'm done sewing the lining to create pocket. So this is our pocket now. So the next thing now is to sew the third panel, which is the last panel for this front. So now I'm going to I'm going to fix zipper, and the zipper will stop. I want the zipper to stop this place that this one stops, and also here. So what it means is that from here to here you can have excess here that we are going to cut out if you look at it very well, because it's longer. So we are going to put it the way I just put it now. Make sure that the center is together. So this is it. So it will be here. So I'm going to indicate here and also here. Then I will take the round measurement of this place. From this place that the zip stopped, I will take the round measurement. So whatever I have here is what I will take here also. So the excess, I'm going to cut it out. Then I will also, from this place that the zipper stopped, I'm also going to take this round measurement for my gusset, because I'm going to attach gussets to complete this. But that will be when I'm done sewing the zipper, attaching the zipper to this. So I've tried to put it together, making sure that it's equal. So this is what I'm doing now. And I want my zip, I'm using my leather marker, I want my zip to stop at this place. I'm taking note of the place I want my zip to stop. Just after putting it together, my zip will stop at this place. I hope you are seeing it. So now I'm going to measure what I have as the excess here. I have 1 1/4 inch, 1 inch, okay, 1 inch and 1 1/4 inch. That's what I have. So because I will need allowance to sew my gusset to this, I'm going to remain 1/2 inch here. So I will take note of the 1/2 inch here. This is my 1/2 inch. That's where I'm cutting out from. So what I have here remaining now is exactly 3/4. So I'm coming to this side now. To be on the safe side, we just put it together, make sure that it's equal. You see, it's not equal. Make sure it's equal before you cut anything, so that it will give you the same thing when you sew. So it's equal now. So I'm going to cut from the 3/4 line. I'm going to cut from the 3/4 line now. So that I will cut it out. So I've put the two together. So I'm cutting this off. So this from here to here is my sewing allowance to join into the down gusset. So now I'm going to sew my zipper to it. I'll just put it right side facing each other and sew it till the end, and I've put my zip head. So I'm done sewing it now. So I'm going to tape it and top stitch. I'm going to top stitch on this because I want it to be relaxed very well. So I'm going to top stitch on it. You see now it's relaxed now. So now we are going to bring this from here. I have 1 1/4 inches, so Here also I have 1¼ inches here. So I'm going to measure around this place to know the length of my gusset. So from here now, I'm measuring. I have 22¾ I will need ½ inch to join it on the two sides. That means I'm going to take 23¾ as the length of my gusset, while the width of my gusset will be this width. Remember, we have 22¾ plus 1 inch, that's 23¾ for the length. So the width now have 1¾ So I'm going to cut as a straight line 1¾ by 23¾ as my, I will cut it in leather and also in lining. Okay, I've cut out my leather and my lining. So I'm going to put my leather front facing each other, right side facing each other. Then my lining will be on this my zipper side this way. I will sew it, I will turn it and top stitch and sew round. I will do the same on this side. Okay guys, you can see I've joined it together. I've stitched it. Everything is hidden. So the next thing is you get here, and you can put it together this way, arrange it. Make sure that everything is equal here to get your midpoint. You can see I've notched mine. Remember, we notch this side when we finish cutting, and I've also notched on my zipper. So I will bring my zipper notch point. I will match it with this one and arrange it. I will clip it with my, I will arrange it now and clip it with my back clip round before we sew. So this is it. I'm done joining it together, and I've also taped it. Like I said, it's good to tape as we sew. We tape it to make our work neat. So I'm going to pick my back now. This is my back. I'll place my front on my back this way and use my back to, you see the way I did it now. This is my front and my back together. So see the way I placed it. So I'm going to trace it and trim off the excess. So you are using your front to shape your back. Place it on it this way. See the way I did it. So I'm going to trace it now. I'll do some on this side. So as I finish tracing it now, I will cut it out. So make sure you arrange it well. You arrange it well. See the way I'm doing now. You see it? So I'm going to cut it out now. See it? By the time you spread it very well, it will be equal. You see it? So now I'm going to turn this my front like this way. Turn it to make sure that everything aligns very well. Then I will use my lining to cover it. Place it on your lining and sew round. Then I will work on the back. I don't want to make the video of how I attach the handle. You can watch my previous video. If you don't know how to put the back handle, you can watch my previous video on that. So I'm going to set my back, then also cover here with lining. Okay, I'm done putting lining on it. This is it with lining now. Then I've also prepared my back. Like I said, I'll do it off camera. If you don't know how to attach the hand, all these things, watch my previous video, my school bag number 1. This is going to be number 2. Watch number 1, I illustrated everything. So now we are going to cut our gussets. So for the upper gusset, I want the zip to start from where this one stops. That means I'm going to measure from here to here for the upper gusset, while the down one will be from here this way. So what you will do, just put your tape through this way, just measure it round. So I got 31, so I'm going to cut 31.5 for the joining allowance. Here I'll measure here also. Here I got 22, so I'm going to cut 22.5. By, you can make it by 5, by 6, depending on how wide or you want the gusset to be. But me, I'm going with 5.5 for this particular bag. And another thing I want to explain to you is that when you measure the round of your front, also measure the round of your back to be sure that what you have in the front is what you have here. Like here, I have 31 and 22, that is 53 for my front. And here, I have 52. I have 53.5, so it's higher with half, so I can go with it. If it's more than that, you can reshape either from the side here, or you reshape from the down to get the exact size. Okay, I've cut out my gusset. This is my down gusset. I've cut my lining also. You can see I cut excess from my lining. When I'm done sewing, I will trim the excess. For this my up gusset, you can see I've marked line in it. You remember I cut 5.5. So I want here to be 3 inches, here 2 inches. So I'm going to split it into 2. Okay, you can see I've cut it into 2. This is one part and this is the second part. Now I'm going to sew my zip on it. I'll just put my zip right side facing each other this way. I will not put my lining on top of it, and so when I'm done sewing, I will turn it and top stitch. I will do the same on this part of the zip also with this one. Okay, I'm using this leather from the handle of the bag. What I have here is 3.5 by 10 inches. So I'm going to sew it. I'll fold it in a little this way. I will also fold it. I want it to be wide. I will also fold it a little this way. I will stitch. When I'm done stitching, I will insert my foam inside it and stitch on the other side. Okay, I'm done sewing my handle. You can see I've inserted my foam inside. So I'm going to stitch it on this my gusset. I'm going to stitch it on this 3 inches side. So I'm going to I'll just fold my gusset this way, get the midpoint. When I get the midpoint like this, I will measure 4 inches this way, 4 inches this way. Then I'll put my handle on that. I will centralize it here. I will sew it down with like 1 inch here. Sew it down this place with 1 inch. At the end of the day, my handle will be this way. That's what I'm going to do now. But before I will sew it on my gusset, I have to tape these 2 edges. I will tape it with my belt. So after taping my handle, this is what I have now. I've stitched it on the initial I stitched here, now I've also stitched on this side. So this is what I have now. I'm going to sew it on my gussets now. This is my handle. After sewing it, this is what I have. See the way it's standing. See the tape and everything is very neat. It's because of that foam I put inside it. That's why I say if you have Marco, you can use Marco. So now we are going to join this front with the back. So I'm going to put it right side facing each other this way. I will put my lining. So I put it this way, my lining, my up gusset and my down gusset. This is how I will put it. I will trim off this excess here. I will sew here. When I'm done sewing, I'll turn it over and top stitch. And also stitch this one round. Okay, I'm done sewing my gussets. I've joined it. This is what I have. Now I'm going to sew it to my front first, pattern first. This side will be on the back side. That means this side is what I'm going to attach on my front. I've turned it to the wrong side now, so I've also notched the center of the up gusset and also the center of the down gussets. So now I'm going to bring my up. I'll put it right side facing each other. Right side facing each other. This is what I'm going to do. I will match it right side facing each other. I will hold it with my back clip. I will arrange it. If you do the right thing, it will not be excess. I will arrange it. You see the joining of my body and the joining of the gusset is on the same place. So remember, when I measured it round, I only added ½ inch on both my up and back gusset. So this is the notch. You see it has aligned. I'll clip it. I will arrange it. You see, it has aligned the two joinings. I'll clip it. Have you seen it? Everything aligned. So now I'm going to sew it round. When I'm done sewing it round, I will tape it immediately. When you get your measurement right, you don't need to make any amendment. This is it. So I'm going to sew it now. Okay, I'm done sewing it, and I've also taped it round at once. So now I've done it this way. I'll carry the back and put it, insert it into it this way. Make sure that you align all your knots together. Align it, then arrange it and sew. After sewing, you also tape it round. So I will arrange it round and sew and tape it. Okay, I'm done sewing the back to the front, and I've also taped it. So this is what our bag look like now. So now we are going to turn it to the front. You just open the zip. Put your hand inside. Push it out. Still put my hand inside here. Push it out. So you have to arrange it very. Make sure you push everything out. Make sure you push everything out. everything out. And this is our bag, so I will push it out very well off camera. I don't want to waste time. If you have watched to this extent and you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly help me to do so. This is the bag. Subscribe and share my videos. Thank you and God bless you. See you in our next tutorial. Bye.